Welcome to the Socially Unfiltered podcast,
where we'll be taking you along for our deep dives and doom scrolls through social media, entrepreneurship, and pop culture.
We're your hosts, Lex and Veronica, and together we're looking at everything through an unfiltered lens on the things that shape our everyday lives and society.
So grab a drink and get ready to explore the uncharted territories of online trends, share candid conversations, and uncover the stories behind the headlines.
This is the Socially Unfiltered podcast.
Everybody, we are popping in quick because, like we said last week, this episode was already recorded, but we had some change of plans and just wanted to pop on and say thank you guys so much for your support last week and continued into this week about our merch and our group chat. It's been so fun. Like, how fucking cool. We have a phone number.
I know. And this is something we have wanted to do and like thought about every time like Instagram crashes or like something happens and people are like DMing us and they're like, what is going on with the platform? Like, is Instagram down for you too? Like, I feel like every time people text us and they're like, what is going on? And we have always wanted to like have something where we could be like, okay, this is what's happening. Like, don't panic, or like any like new feature update. Sometimes people are like, how long has this feature been out? Like, I haven't even heard about it. And sometimes it's just like, I don't want to make a whole video on like a new feature or something. So it's just going to be so nice for us to be able to just text you guys and be like, new feature, like here it is, and not have to make something so curated. Like it can just be a text. So we're just super excited and grateful for everyone that has signed up already. And if you haven't, it's 833-459-3349. We love all the threes and nines.
Yes. And we're excited to use that to keep you guys updated, not just, you know, about social media specifically, but also our stuff. Last week we're still kind of figuring everything out, but we're pretty set in what we're going to be sharing with you guys who are in our group chat. So you can expect some early drops of episodes. We might send you out some previews a couple days before. It's definitely going to be where we collect ideas and information and questions from you guys. We're just really excited to have a new way to connect with you that isn't just on Instagram, because sometimes Instagram has a mind of its own. So we're very excited. And merch, we all freaking match. Find you friends who hype you up to match instead of being like, ew, we're wearing the same thing. We're very excited about that as well. And it's been so fun seeing which ones people are picking. I'm so intrigued by that.
I know. We'll have to see who the top contender is. Right now, it's the certified yapper, which is so funny. But I feel like everyone's in that like era. Like yapathons, and
we're here for the yap.
We all need to yap.
And sometimes you just need to plaster it on your chest for the world to see. So
yeah, and they all fit like pretty true to size. I know some people asked us about that, and they all fit pretty much to size. I got an XL because I love to just like have everything be so big. Like, I'm a medium, but I got an XL, so I went 2 sizes up because I want it just like really big. And I really like the XL.
Yeah. And then our tote bags. I mean, we're carrying all of our shit around in style. Yeah. But the bags are fun. I mean, we have so many plans for things we'll add eventually. Like, we would love for you guys to be able to have like the matching cups that we have and so many fun things. I think we want to put hats in there eventually. So we have lots coming on the way. But these were kind of just like 2 huge things that we've been working on, and just wanted to say thank you guys for your support in all of it all the time.
Thank you so much.
And
excited to see everybody in it. And if you tag us in your stories wearing the merch, or like, you know, just of the bag or whatever, you will get a special little surprise from us.
Yeah.
So
keep an eye out.
Just tag us in your stories.
We always want to see our people out in the wild with our merch or tote bags, whatever you're doing out there. We'd love to see you. So tag us on your story. And then this episode today is a little more on the fun side of things, not getting too serious today. Next week, we will have our episode out officially about Quiet on Set. Catch up on all of them, and we'll talk about them next week. So we're going to keep things little lighter today.
Yes. All right. And without further ado, let's get into the
into it.
episode.
Hello, everybody. We're doing a little bit different of an episode than we have been doing. I know we kind of just introduced the structured episodes, but today we're just going to roll with it because we don't have anything to catch up about. We have no socially updated and we have no DMs. So,
We're still in person. If you can't
yes,
tell,
here we are.
well, if you're watching this, you'll be able to tell.
If
But
you're listening, you maybe heard our glasses clink together.
my foot in your frame. Hi.
We're going to answer some questions. So we put a box up on our story, asked for questions about life, friendships, secrets, what we do for fun, business, all of the above.
Nay. We can
Yeah.
go like back and forth. Do you want to start at like the top?
Mhm.
You go from left to right,
Yep.
and then we can go into like our personal DMs too.
Yep.
See what people asked.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'm just pulling it up.
All right. Our first one is what are your natural hair colors? I recently just dyed my hair lighter, which is very close to my natural color. My natural color is very light brown. I've always dyed it like your color, really dark. I just love dark everything.
All
But like
black
the hairs on
everything.
my arms are blonde. I have no eyebrows if I don't use men's beard dye to dye them. People think I'm like, oh, your dark features and like your
Like
dark.
I paint them on.
I'm like, no, I could not shave my legs for 5 days and like you wouldn't really tell because I have such light hair. So this is the closest to my natural hair color right now. So light brown. I usually go dark, but I don't know who I think I am right now.
Listen, we're summertime, we're lightening up.
Yeah.
Maybe we're stepping out of our
Trying something new.
not fully stepping out of our dark era, but my natural hair color is very close to this. It's just very dark. The only thing that I think I make different, like really looking at it on myself, 'cause I'm like, what do I do that's different? If I don't like dye my hair dark, which again, this is still kind of my natural color, in the sun, I just have like such a red tint to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much the only thing that's different. I mean, the extensions that I have in right now, she has like dark brown mixed with them, and that's like very different for me.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really tell though. Like in the sun, I think you can, but
Yeah.
even just having like any shade other than black. But my hair at one point or another has literally been every color. Like I've had purple, blue, red, green,
I have not.
pink,
I tried an ombre one time, and
like
that
blonde.
was
That's
I'll show you. I
interesting.
need to just.
Well, I tried blonde at one point too, and it was not the move. Blonde, I'm not a blonde.
I wonder if I archived it or if I deleted it.
You're like, I don't even want anyone to see this.
It was bad. Like it was not a look. And I did it when I was like 15, I want to say. Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah. No. God, you're a baby.
I know. And it was so short that it was like it did not look good at all. My hair was like fried. I know that was
Forever,
Easter
bro.
2014.
That's wild. That was
Isn't that
10 years
crazy?
ago this
We
month.
literally look like children. We were
Mhm.
children. We were like 15 and 16. Yeah, I haven't done anything like really crazy. I mean, I just chopped my hair recently. That was
Which
pretty
was
crazy.
ballsy. Yeah.
And colored it light,
Light.
which is even crazier.
I love it though.
I do love it too.
Mhm.
It's a new era. April was like, my hairdresser. She's like, "What are we doing for your wife era?" I'm like, "I don't know, buzz cut?
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
where do I go from here?
I can't cut any more off.
I don't know where to go
And
from
pixie
here."
cut. Bright blonde pixie cut.
Yeah.
Noted.
No.
Next question is what's something that you do that's normal to you but would be weird to everybody else? Mine is not charging my phone. Like I legit will go like 2 days without charging my phone and not charge it until it hits like 1%.
I wouldn't look at that as weird though. Like it's not weird.
I mean, I don't think it's like a
Thinking of
weird
something like a
like
weird
taboo.
food or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like you eat something like a
Food, I feel like I'm not that weird about, like, because I'm
yeah.
so boring, but, like, even, like, weird combinations,
Mhm.
not really. I mean, I used to like french fries and milkshakes, like, I feel like that's, like, kind of accepted, though. People like
To you,
that.
but weird to everyone else. I don't know. I mean, I can't go to bed without putting Aquaphor like literally all over my face. Like I
Yeah.
put it on my nose
Yeah.
too and my lips.
Mhm.
And I put
And then you
cuticle oil on every night. But
I think thinking about weird things that you do, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like I do a lot of weird things, but, like, are they actually weird or are they things that
mhm.
people just, like, don't talk about? I'm, like, looking around at stuff, I'm like, "What do I do?" I, like, talk to myself a lot,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
I feel like
always talk to
people
myself.
don't.
I have, like, a conversation.
Yeah, full conversations with myself. Everyone's like, "You don't have to worry about it until you answer yourself," and I'm like, "I do."
Yes, I'm
I'm like, "Yes,
fully
bitch, slay."
fully conversing. Me,
My alter
myself, and
ego
I.
and
That's
I.
all I need. Oh god. What do you think happens when we die? Um,
We've talked about this before.
yeah. As of recent, I think our spirits just move on and we just vibe, and I don't think we ever really go away forever.
Mhm.
I used to be, like, really not to be, like, morbid, but, like, I used to be really afraid of death and, like,
Mhm.
and you are more afraid of how you die versus the actual, like,
Like,
after?
like, the day we talked about it, we realized, like, we're both scared of it, but in different ways. Like, I'm
Mhm.
scared of actually dying and it being, like, painful and, like,
I'm scared of that too, but I never really think of
remembering. See, and then I don't
I
even,
always think
like,
of a car
think.
accident, and I don't know,
Mhm.
I hate thinking about it 'cause
Mhm.
that would
Right.
be really scary.
But I feel like when we had that conversation, we're more worried or scared of what actually happens, like, after you're dead.
Mhm.
I think once we die, I don't necessarily think that you die and you go into the ground and that's just where you are forever and that your spirit goes to heaven and you're just there forever. And that's, like,
Mhm.
no shade to any of your religious friends or anything like that. If that's what you think, that is totally fine. I just am a firm believer that energy can never be created or destroyed.
Mhm.
So when you die, your energy goes somewhere. It's not that I necessarily believe fully in, like, full reincarnation, like, I don't think your full energy goes into a new person, but I think it, like, divides, like, I think a little piece of you could, like, go into a tree because I think that it's very possible that, like, little pieces of your energy do go into, like, new babies that are being born, and I think that has a lot to do with, like, if you've ever felt like I think this was the exact thing I said to you that day, like, if you've ever, like, seen a piece of art or, like, watched a movie, like, seen a picture that's, like, really old and you just for some reason are like, "I'm so attached to that," or, like, "I feel this
Mhm.
wholeheartedly," or, like, if you've ever been thrifting and you, like, see the ugliest sweater you've ever seen, but you're like, "For some reason, I feel like I need that," like, I think in a weird, roundabout, completely crazy way, maybe a little piece of that person's energy is inside of you, and that's why you're so drawn to it. Like, I just think that
Mhm.
I don't think we stay in one place. I think heaven is real. Like, I think it is a place that you can go. I just don't think you are there forever. I think it's possible and this, I mean, comes to a lot from, like, what I about, like, paranormal things. Like, I do think that it's possible for somebody's whole energy to be stuck somewhere, like, if they were, tortured somewhere and they're just really sad energy left there, I think it's very possible for energies to be associated, like, with places. I think it's why, like, cemeteries feel a little weird or, like, old churches might, like, give you a feeling of, like, I just feel like there's been a lot of people here. Um, I just don't think we, like, lay in the ground and rot. I mean, physically, yes, but, like, emotionally and energetically, I don't think our energy is anywhere near our dead body, and I also don't think our energy stays in one place.
Mhm. I really like this new account that I follow now. It's psychic medium Jesse King, I think, and I've sent you him. He's like a
Mhm,
huge like medium on TikTok, and his whole like practice, and he has like PhDs and all this like education to back it, not
mhm.
just like BS,
I
which I
decided
think.
to
Right? And she
yeah.
decided to pick this up, and I'm
Yeah.
a profound like self discovered medium or whatever. He
Mhm,
has like the education behind it. So if you're like intrigued in looking at that, but his whole focus is on the afterlife.
mhm.
And he has brought me so much peace. Like I
Yeah.
feel so much peace and I'm not afraid anymore because of
Mhm,
what he has like shared about
mhm,
like what happens. And he basically describes like different planes. He
mhm,
said there's 9 total planes, like we're in the one in the middle. This is like Earth.
mhm,
And then he's like, if you're a bad person, if you're a good person, he's like, in religion, you're always told heaven, hell. Like I remember as a kid, I was always told, like, you better be good or like you're gonna be was literally given the example of, like, boiling in a big, like,
Yes.
cauldron and just being tortured for the rest of your life, and, like, that is
Mhm.
such a scary thing to tell a child. Because
Yeah.
like, I grew up really terrified of, like, doing anything bad ever, like, I remember I would, like, cry and pray and be so scared if I did something bad because I was like, "I don't wanna end up," but, like, it's really scary to, like religion sometimes can be tough, like, it's can be a little bit guilt shaming and scary, and so recently I feel like I've been very spiritually open, and I've
Mhm.
literally felt so much peace more than I have with, like, just religion. Not to say you can't, like, believe in both and, like,
For sure.
believe only one thing and not the other, like, again, this is just our opinions or, like,
Mhm.
our beliefs, whatever, but I have, like, come across his page and he just talks about these planes, and he's like, "If you are a bad person, like, you have to work your way back up to different things,
Mhm.
like doing good, and then you can, like, become a spirit guide if you, like that's the path that's chosen, and you get to the top of, like and then that's where you're, like, the spirit guide and an angel and whatever." So, thinking about it that way and, like, us never really going away, I feel like I knew that, but not really, like, I just it was really scary, and again, this could be not true either, but
But if it makes you feel better, and it's the same thing you say, again, no shade to any of our religious friends, but, like, if it makes you feel good knowing that there's a heaven and a hell and those are your 2 options, that's amazing. That's a whatever makes you feel more comfortable, like, living your life. But exactly like you said, as a kid, like, I literally would, like, go to sleep every night and be like, "Am I gonna end up like, hell to me was like a cave, like,
same.
under earth that was just, like,
Yes.
on fire." And
Yes.
I'm like, "That's so fucking scary, like,
Yeah.
I don't ever wanna go there." So I'm, like,
Mhm.
scared to do anything, but I also don't think it's realistic to, like I mean, this is a totally separate conversation about, like, religion.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
just gonna say,
There's gonna be a whole different
I don't
episode.
think it's fair to, like, tell somebody just because you made a couple mistakes, you're, like, banished to I mean, depends on what your mistakes are. If you are, like, 5 and you, like, steal a piece of bubble gum from the store, like, you can learn your lesson from that. It's not gonna be like you're banished to hell forever. So, I think there's lots of options of what
Yep.
could happen and what you believe in and whatever you feel your energy does, and I also think too, it could be like, maybe because I believe that, like, the energy will stay here, and maybe somebody who doesn't
Yeah.
believe that, like, their energy will go. Like, you might have more choice in the afterlife than you think, and we literally will never know.
Don't know.
So, until we're there, then we can't, like, give the message back to the living people.
We could. That's how
Well,
these psychics
exactly.
do it.
I also have a feeling I'm gonna die by being stabbed. I've always had that. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, that's really weird.
Like, it
Maybe in your
always
past life you were.
That's what I think. Like, I really like, my biggest fear are needles and knives. Like, anything that is sharp and can either, like
You with your
I
fucking
know, they're different. Everybody says this when I say I'm scared of needles. I'm scared of, like, one singular long needle going into my body. Tattoo needles, I can handle because they're tiny and you don't, like,
no
see it.
epidural for you.
Well, that I can't see either now. If I can't see it happening, I'm like, whatever. There's an episode of SVU where the guy runs around in New York City, like, stabbing people with needles because it's just, like, a weird kink for him, and, like, that's literally my biggest fear is just, like, walking down the street and somebody, like, stabbing you with a knife or a needle.
Guess we'll find out.
We'll check back in with you when we die, I guess.
We'll find out one day.
We'll put out an episode from the afterlife and let you
Yeah.
know everything that's going on up there.
Go see a psychic, you guys. Hi, I'm looking to connect with the
Mhm.
socially unfiltered podcast.
Their energy, I think, is here.
Lauren, help him out.
Literally, we'll call our favorite psychic to connect us. Where do you see yourselves in 1, 5, or 10 years?
Hopefully not dead.
I mean, literally, hopefully not figuring out what happens in the afterlife. In 10 years, I'll be, on the brink of my own death, so I'll be a corpse walking among
Drama.
us.
The drama. In a year, I mean, so much has happened in a year.
That's why it's like, I feel like we could
Crazy.
say something totally, like, absurd right now, and, like, you could say, "I wanna be, like, touring live shows next year," and, like,
Yeah.
that doesn't seem unrealistic to me.
No, because so much has happened.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean, in a year, you will be, well, no, yeah. What
yeah,
month is it? March?
we'll be, like, on my bachelorette
Literally,
in March next year.
5 years? I mean,
God, I don't even know.
I don't even it's so hard for me to,
I
like
don't like planning, like
Mhm.
again, like I said in the last episode, I'm very much like do it now and
Mhm.
just in the moment. Like I feel like I maybe even need to live a little more planned because I feel like I live very in the moment. And I'm like,
But see,
okay.
you're like 2 in the moment, and I'm like 2 planned.
Mhm.
Like, I think we need, like, a little from each of us to, like,
Yeah.
balance it
But
out.
there's like always goals, I feel like,
For
you know,
sure.
personally and like career wise. Like, yeah, in 5 years, I do hope that we literally can do this full time and
Mhm,
like do whatever we want
mhm.
and not have to work as much as we're
We'll have a
working.
private jet in
And
10 years.
yeah, be able to put our dogs on a PJ.
Literally.
Here come the people. Oh, you shame Taylor Swift, but you want a PJ. No,
Well, we will wait
in
until
5
they
years, it's gonna be eco-friendly fucking jets and
we'll wait until one comes out that, like, runs on water. Like, in 5
no
years, I'm
even
sure we'll
water.
have
Can't do water.
right, it just runs on pure willpower. It runs on pure luck and pure
Hope
willpower.
and dreams.
You might make it up in the air, you might not. Depends. I mean, we could live completely delusionally and just be like, "I have a private jet now," and, like, speak it into existence. I mean, I it's so hard because, I mean, like, even last week, we were, like, planning for things we could do while you were here, and, like,
Yeah.
done all of that, but, like, things have changed, so it's just, like, hard because I feel like planning too far in the future
Yeah.
is, like
I hate being like, "This is where I see myself."
okay, let's say, like, 10 years from now, I wanna be like, "Okay, I own, my own home, and I have, like, 5 rental properties and
Mhm.
whatever." If I spend the next 10 years with that as, like, my only goal and, like, let's say that doesn't happen, do you look back and consider the last 10 years like a complete
Mhm.
like, I think the only thing I would say confidently about the next 1, 5, and 10 years is, like, I hope we're both, like, happy, healthy, and, like, alive. Like, that's literally I'm trying to make it
Really.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Like, that's all. I mean, 5 years, I'm gonna be 31. Wow. That's
Welcome to
crazy.
30
I
finally.
know. Look back on this
I'll have been here
episode.
for 5 years by myself.
10
4.
years, 36.
I'll be 40.
You'll be 40.
I feel like I'll be entering, like, a
I
new
don't know, maybe we'll be moms, who knows?
I know, that's what I
Maybe
mean.
we'll have families. Maybe we will
You'll have the house next door.
have a sec I was literally gonna have a
Maybe
second
we'll have
house
a
here.
commune, I don't
We'll
know.
have businesses,
Right.
hopefully.
We could
I don't know.
have a charcuterie
The world's
business. Who
our
knows?
oyster,
Right.
truly. I don't know. I don't really like to say this is where I see myself because it's hard to see yourself in those
Mhm.
times because what if things don't work out as planned or like I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't like to speak things like too far.
Right, 'cause then if it
But again, I
doesn't
love that. Like happy, healthy, like that's all we could ask
thriving,
for. Yeah. So we'll see. I don't know. Keep following us for the next few
we'll see
bugs.
you in 10 years.
I mean, I see ourselves still doing this. So in a podcast studio. Let's say that. Hmm.
We'll have our own headquarters. We're gonna
We will
have
have our own network.
Yep, we're gonna have our own network, so if anybody out there wants to start a podcast, pitch it to our network. We're starting it now, but
Get in while you can.
really secure a spot before it becomes, too expensive. I'm just kidding.
What would you start tomorrow if you knew you'd be successful? Do you have one?
Probably, like, a new business. I don't know what
Yeah.
exactly. I mean, I've always wanted to do balloons. Still kind of on the back burner at some point if this ever, like, becomes too much for my brain to in social media. But, like, if I knew that that would be successful and I knew that I would know absolutely everything to do, I would literally start doing that tomorrow. I think I would open a space here, like, either a podcast studio or, like, a
Hmm.
content studio.
I don't like a crazy business venture idea. Like there hasn't been like a business that I'm like, I really want to start
Mhm.
this. I mean, I've always wanted to have a coffee truck on wheels
Mhm.
to like drive to the beach and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I would do that if I knew it would be successful. I feel like I would want to work with like be like a traveler and check out Airbnbs doing reviews like
Mhm.
in different countries. I think that would be really cool if that could be successful.
I don't know if this counts, but it's something like, if we weren't doing what we do, something else I could see myself doing would either be working as, like, a victim advocate for, like, people who have been sexually assaulted or I've
Like at a dog shelter, like I would if I knew it'd be
foster
successful, I
dogs.
would literally take in every
Mhm.
animal
I would buy a
and
farm.
give them a home
Mhm.
and yeah, live on a farm. Not
With all the
if I knew it
animals.
could be successful, leave social media behind
Yeah.
and just
I'll be out on my little house on the prairie farm, and
baking my sourdough and
in a perfect world, you're not gluten free, so you can have all the sourdough.
exactly. Yeah, if I knew I'd be successful tomorrow, I
I'd
would
eat
eat
bread.
pudding. Everybody food.
It wouldn't, kill me, I'd eat it.
Yes.
I love that. Yeah, that's hard because it's hard too because it's not like I hate what I do now, and I feel like it's easier to, like, think of, like, what else would you wanna be doing if you, like, don't like what you're doing? Okay, the next one is, do you prefer 3 AM or 3 PM? Just in general. Would you rather be, like, functioning, doing things at 3 AM or 3 PM? 'Cause I would do 3 AM. That's just
Doing
my thing.
doing things. See, I'm not an early riser or,
Oh,
like,
no, I
early morning person.
that wouldn't be waking up at 3, that would be, like,
Yeah,
so weak. I just like weird late or super early hours because
same. I don't like working, like, in the morning.
no, me either.
I
I
like
mean,
it
you enjoy it, but I
afternoon.
don't like it.
Yeah, or, like, at night, I feel like I am the most productive at night. Like, I
Mhm.
feel like we're night owls for
Yeah.
sure.
Like, I could sit down at midnight and, like, do all of my work for the day and, like, be totally fine. I go through, like, phases, though. I mean, I still wake up early no matter what because my brain just does, but if I had, like, no other responsibilities in life, I would literally probably sleep during daylight hours and, like, be awake at night, like a full-on vampire.
Yeah. I like to, like, do errands and get stuff done,
Yeah,
like, during the day, and then I can work at night.
yeah. Daylight makes me, like, feel okay to go out of my house. Like, I can go, like, do my errands, do my things.
Yes. What's the last text you sent? Um, what was my last text? I sent you the link to this, but I guess my last text was just yes to Mark. Nothing that fun.
The last text I sent was me sending a picture of how bad I stained my white sheets last night with a self tanner to my sister, and she
Oops.
said, "Ha ha ha." Nothing exciting going on in my texts, also because I only text you and you're sitting
Literally, and I'm
right there,
here.
so I haven't texted anybody in,
I
like,
know,
3
it's
weeks.
so funny. I keep, like, going into our group to, like, text, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm
The
right
other
here."
night, I was literally sitting next to you on the couch, and I went to go send you a TikTok. It's like, "Oh, fuck, you're literally right next to me." Hardest part of owning a business?
Everything?
Literally everything, but I feel like it relates a lot to the episode we put out last week is I mean, especially for the businesses that we have, I think it's really easy in our industry to get caught up in, like, "Am I doing enough? Should I be doing more? Am I comparing myself to this person? Is this person doing better than me?" Like, I just think in the social media world, it's really easy to, like, get caught up in that, but, like, in general, the back end stuff, accountant, taxes, your business entity, your business license, your LLC, your S corp, like that, I wish more than anything I understood because I think it's such a cool thing to understand, but I am very much like, I show up to my meetings with my accountant and I say, "Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, I'll do that," and then I leave, and that's, like, as far as my brain understands that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I understand it pretty well, honestly, because I have had a nightmare of an experience that I had to learn it because I wasn't working with a good professional. So I was like, I need to learn all of this because I need to be able to do it because it was like such a nightmare. So yeah, finding the people to like trust with all of this and like make sure they're setting you up for success too. But honestly, I really think the hardest part is not being able to turn it off. Like just constantly always thinking about it, constantly always having to like be in it is the hardest thing. And people always say like your business should work for you and like you have to find a system where like you don't need to be there for it to be successful. I think that's the really hard part. Unless you have employees, you can't just leave your business and I mean, we're still obviously if you take time off, we're still making money. But I think, like not turning it off ever is really difficult because it's not like a regular 9 to 5 where you like clock out and you're like, all right, I'm not even thinking about it until tomorrow, or you go on vacation and you're like, everyone's fine and everyone's good without me to handle it. So I think that's the hardest part. And not just in this industry. I feel like it's for every business owner is
Yeah.
like
You're just always like, "What do
every
I
their
do? How do I
business.
make it better? Like, is this gonna what I" like, you're always I mean, even with us, like, I'll see, like, I don't know, a sponsored Instagram post about, like, a different email platform, and I'm like, "Do I need that?" Like, and then I'll, like, spend 20 minutes looking into that. So it's like, there's just constantly new things, and I think there's lots of platforms, like, being developed for social media specifically that we can spend a lot of time maybe, like figuring out if things are right for us. Do we need new systems? Do we need like new platforms? Like we even with the podcast are constantly just like,
Oh yeah.
this is to be on a different platform. Do we put our links on Linktree
What are we doing
separately?
next?
Right. Like there's
That's how we're
always
wired.
yeah, there's always something. And
Can't
it's
just
oh yeah, no, I can't just like sit still. That's crazy. That's insanity.
income fluctuations too, for sure. That's really hard.
Oh yeah, not like being consistent, like knowing. I mean,
Mhm.
there's ways to know how long your clients will be with you, but there's also a lot of uncertainty. I mean, even last week or the week before, like we woke up to Instagram being down.
Next question. Okay, so this is if there is one product that you would be able to repurchase from one single brand. So, like, for example, if I am purchasing e.l.f. moisturizer, I won't purchase it from any other brand. Like, I won't purchase a moisturizer from any other brand. What's that one product that we only buy from, like, that one brand? It could be, like, makeup or skincare or, like I just think we keep it at makeup and skincare because
Let's do
there's
makeup and skincare because if we were to go into like technology and like household
Mhm.
things, that would be like crazy to pick.
Yeah.
But
One makeup, one skincare,
mhm.
maybe or one and one hair. Let's do that.
Okay, okay. I mean, I can tell you right now, my hair is the Wow spray.
Yeah,
Like
yes.
yeah, there's nothing.
The Wow spray.
Mhm.
Y'all need it.
Color Wow by Chris Appleton or whoever it is, and it's not. I mean, I don't want to say it's not expensive because I think that's subjective, but it's $20.
The one product I mean, I always buy the same vitamin C, the Sunday Riley
Mhm.
vitamin C, and the e.l.f. moisturizer are like the two things I always repurchase and I don't buy from anyone else.
Mhm.
We use the same cleanser.
Face
They
Mhm.
use people.
Which I mean, I love that. That could technically be one of my
Yeah, I don't
skincare
buy
things. No. But I also skincare, I feel like it's so hard because I told you, like, at the beginning of the year, I went on this, like, crazy, like, refresh to everything, and now it's like I don't know what I'm using now, which product of it fixed the problems I was having, but I'm scared to stop using any of them. So, like, maybe it is a combination of all of them, but
Yeah.
something that's like this is gonna sound so crazy, but it's a skincare product that I feel like everybody needs to know about. So it's called polyglutamic acid. It smells disgusting. It feels like a little weird going on your skin. But like if you're somebody who has dry skin and you put foundation on and like no matter what you do, you have like those weird like flaky patches. Polyglutamic acid going on before anything else literally will fix that. It's very comparable to the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum, but, like, literally for $9 on the Yankee List. So, polyglutamic acid, if you're anybody that struggles with, like, weird dry patches, that is, like, my holy grail for that.
I mean, I always use the same I don't, like, ever change shit because what works, works, and
Mhm.
I
Don't stray
even,
from
like,
what
the
I know.
best makeup artists always tell you that too. They're like, "I
Mhm.
have used the same things because I know that
Yeah.
they're good, I know that they stay."
Mhm.
That's the biggest things in makeup is, like, making sure that it stays all day.
I
I
almost wanna say the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray.
I was thinking the Milk primer.
Oh, okay, see, I don't use that. I don't use any primer because I feel like it just fucks everything up, but I obviously know everybody's obsessed with that.
Yeah, I love that.
Or the Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder. Have you ever
Never used
used it?
uh, I don't own any Charlotte Tilbury
I
products.
love Charlotte Tilbury. The pressed powder literally makes it look like there's like like when I do one side and not the other, like
Mhm.
the difference I think is insane.
I love
Mhm.
Rare Beauty blush,
Mhm.
the Rare Beauty contour stick.
Mhm.
I love e.l.f. eyebrow pencil.
Mm. I mean,
I love e.l.f.'s eyebrow pencil.
elf eyebrow pencil. I love purse.
I
I
have
have purse.
purse. I have
When
purse.
your friend you have purse? When your friend
I
can't
have
say what
purse.
thing without being made fun of for the rest of time. I don't know if
Sponsor
this
us.
I mean, obviously, this counts as makeup, but, I
And
mean,
they
if
will be
I
a
could only
vendor.
buy one lip gloss for the rest of my life, it would be these,
Lip
I
oil.
think.
Yeah.
I mean, the Summer Fridays ones too, but these are, like I don't know, something about these all of the
I
Summer
just
Fridays are
love
too
the
expensive for me.
branding and I love the fuck
The package oh, the doe foot app literally shape your applicator on lip gloss or concealer in a doe foot, and I will add that to my cart so fast. I don't know
Yes.
what it is about that shape, but I love
I know
it.
I love it so much.
There's a new there's a concealer I just saw that has, like, a pointed one, and I'm like, "Oh, imagine how good that would be just, like, boop, right there." I'm like, "That must be such a sharp, like" Oh, I love it, but I don't remember what it is.
Sold one product, and here we are listing our
I
entire
know, sorry. So
routine.
here we are listing our
I'm
entire
like, "Sorry."
routines.
I'm like, "I really love the Rare Beauty blush, the contour." Let me know, like to know it. How do you keep your confidence up? Rejection is really hurting my mental health. I just asked, is it rejection about anything specific like work or life? And she said, for me, it's many rejections all day long that build up. And then I have a mental breakdown. Like I'll have an idea for social and my manager will be like, no. Or I'll post a video on TikTok and it doesn't perform well. And that's kind of a rejection too. Yeah, I feel that. It's hard. Like, I don't think,
There's no like easy answer, I
yeah,
feel
like
like.
there's not like a point where you're always confident. And it's hard because for us, like, I feel like we're our own business owners, so there's no one really like I guess clients, yeah, you could present something and they'd be like, "Oh, no," and then shut it down, but I think it's so different when it's like a corporate.
Oh, yeah.
It does take a lot of trial and error, and it takes a lot of consistency. Like, with the TikTok, I think it's like, don't give up just because you see low views or, like, you get one bad hate comment or whatever. Like, literally just keep going and have those blinders on of, like, what's in front of you, not anything, like, to the side of you or what people say, and I think it's hard with, like, the manager thing. Like, you have this good idea, you're really excited about it, and then they're like, "No."
They shoot it down.
Yeah, like, I don't think
It's
anyone should be
disappointing.
confident in that, like, that's really upsetting and sad, but I think you just knowing in the back of your mind you did everything to try to get this, like, content out there and to, like, better this business, and you're smart enough. Like, know that you are smart enough to come up with those ideas and, like, you're creative enough to execute those ideas. Like, just knowing that in the back of your mind, I think is better than them coming to you and you being like, "I can't do that." You're capable of those things and maybe you do them in other ways, like in your personal or like if you have like a business page or anything to showcase your work, like maybe you just do it for a different business or like you do it for yourself to get that creative side out. But it's really hard to stay confident, but I think like reminding yourself of why you're in the role you're in and like not everything's always going to be a hell yes. And I'm just trying to think like
I also saw keep going, but I'm gonna pull this up while I
hard confidence is a hard thing. I think it's just a practice of like the reminders and, like, even journaling, like, I feel like that helps to ground you and bring you back to, like, "I am really good at this, and I deserve this, and just because they said no doesn't mean, like, I'm really bad at my whole job." Like, it was just not meant to be. And if they're shooting every idea down and if they're, like, you know, commenting on your work, like, maybe I would try to see if there's a different career not career path, if there's a different what am I trying to say? Like
like path or
yeah,
like
look at a different opportunity. If it's something that's, like, bothering you on a day-to-day basis and, like, shooting down your mental health and, like, they just turn down every idea and they're not open to change and they're not open to hearing your feedback or, like, you trying different things, like, again, as, like, a creative, it's you're hired for that role because you are the professional and, like, you don't wanna be micromanaged. So I think, like, for sure, just evaluating the situation because I don't know how often they are saying no. Obviously, it sucks to hear no, like, even with clients, it's like, "Oh, no, I don't wanna do that." Like, it sucks, but at the end of the day, you just move on and be like, "Okay, well, it's their loss." At the end of the day, it's their loss.
right. And like you said, take that idea to the next person.
Mhm.
Let somebody else benefit from
Yeah.
that. So Melanie Perkins is the creator of Canva. I just watched an interview with her on TikTok the other day. She was rejected by 100 Silicon Valley investors for Canva before she finally got somebody to say yes. And in the first year of Canva, there were 750,000 users.
Wow.
Like, just because the person isn't seeing the benefit, like, you could have brought that idea to the wrong person. And I think it's really important that, like, again, when I brought up, like, what's the worst they're gonna say is no, like, again, unless they're, like, intentionally tearing down your, like, intelligence or how you do things or making fun of you, like, I think it's a really, really hard lesson to learn, but I think once you're okay with being told no and, like, either shooting your shot again, like, learning that almost like squeaky wheel gets the grease, like, just because you were turned down once doesn't mean you'll be turned down forever. Um, as far as, like, relationship and, like, personal life rejection, I think that sorry, I was listening to him yell. I was like, "Why is he yelling?" Um, I think that's hard too, and I think that it's just, like, the right person is out there, and it's obviously a super shitty lesson to have to learn, like, in the moment, but, like, I remember being, like, 14 years old in high school, like, dating my high school boyfriend and being like well, we had broken up my senior year, but, like, I remember breaking up and being like, "I'm never gonna find anybody," like, that was it, like, I just fucked up the only good thing that was ever gonna happen to me, and here I am 15 years later, the best I've ever been, and it's just crazy to think, like,
Mhm.
rejection back then literally felt like the world was, like, crashing down on you, but, like, over time
There's something better out there.
yes.
And I don't think everyone should be a yes man. Like, I think it's good for you to hear no's. Because those lessons are learned. And as much as it sucks, like you said in the moment, to feel that rejection and to be like, oh my God, I thought my idea was like really good. It's good to hear that because then moving forward, you're like, okay, well, that shouldn't stop me from bringing more ideas to the table. Because if you just quit, it's kind of like, oh, I couldn't give my other ideas that maybe they would have been on board with. So I think it's just hard knowing like how many no's you're really if you're getting no's every time you're presenting ideas and they're like micromanaging you and controlling you, like that's something I would which I know isn't easy looking for another role, obviously. But something in the future like to take steps towards to get out of that because if your mental health is like you know on the back burner because of this role or this job, like it's not going to be worth it in the end if they're just shooting down every single idea. You're the professional and like just know that you are worth being listened to and
Mhm.
you know getting your
Yeah.
ideas out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was almost a long response back to that, but I feel like it's something people need to hear too. Like that was a really good
Mhm.
question.
Yeah, that was an amazing question. Thank you for asking that. Thank you for being vulnerable with us because we might not talk about it all the time, but I think there definitely is some things that we struggle with or, like, there's definitely times where, like, I don't know, I've posted an Instagram and I'm like, "Did that do well enough to stay on the feed?" But I also, like, really try to get myself out of that mindset and just think, like, I wouldn't have posted it if I didn't want it there.
And we all get scared to be rejected and
For sure. One of the questions we got is, which reality show in the last 10 years would you wanna bring back that, like, isn't on anymore?
I never watched reality. I mean, I watched The Jersey Shore, and that was the only reality show I watched, but I
But
know
that
there's,
is
like,
back.
um yeah, that's
To
back.
reboot.
Yeah,
Which is funny because we also have a question about Jersey Shore in
yeah,
here.
we do. What's the one with the Kristen Cavallari everyone loves?
The Hills.
The
Or
Hills, yeah.
Laguna Beach, those 2 were really
Yeah.
good too. I mean, honestly, those are probably one of the reality shows I'd bring back, like, did you ever watch Next? Where they literally would have to get off the bus and the person could look at them and be like, "Next," and they'd have to, like, go like, the bus has, like, 10 scooters, like, they're guys, and then, like, the girl is standing outside, and the guy walks off the bus, and she can be like, "Next," and he literally just goes. It's literally called Next. There was another show called Room Raiders where I don't remember who it was, like, how they picked the
What?
2 people, but, like, they literally would be given, like, black lights, and they would, like, go into each other's rooms and, like, be given, like, however much time to, like, go through all of their shit. Early MTV was, like, unhinged. Or did you ever watch True Life? True Life is probably one I'd bring back because it was every episode was like one of them was like, True Life, I live with Tourette's, and it was all about this girl that, like, had Tourette's, or, like, True Life, I support my entire family, and it's, like, this 18-year-old working 4 jobs.
Oh, that's kind of a cool show.
Mhm.
No, I literally I still don't watch reality, so I'm just lame as hell.
That's okay. You watch a lot of other good
I like
things.
my fake
Sci-fi.
shows and movies, yeah.
And that's so funny too, like, we're so opposite on that. Like, I would sit and watch a marathon of reality shows, but I could not sit and watch 1 episode of Game of Thrones.
You know what I just watched actually with my friend Kelsey? It's like Love at a Prison or something like
Love
that.
After Lockup? I
Yes. I
love
like,
Love After Lockup
why did I like it though?
because they're crazy
It was
people.
wild. Like,
Mhm.
I actually liked watching. I'm like, this is just easily digestible, like, just drama. I mean, I watched, what's it called? What's the real estate one on Netflix? I watched Selling Sunset for the first 2 seasons.
Mhm.
But then I just got over it.
I was gonna say I don't care about real estate enough, so I didn't get into
Well,
that.
it was, like, fucking barely real estate because I remember Mark being like, "These houses look sick," because they're, like in the preview, they're showing all these, like, I don't know, $30 million houses, and he's like he loves that shit, like, real estate and, like, just, like, seeing the cool houses. We're always on, like, Zillow looking at, like, sick homes and driving by. I told you that's, like, my favorite activity is to
That's
drive
what we
by
did on Sullivan's the other day, just
neighborhoods and just
mhm,
look at these homes and manifest.
literally planning.
He was like, "We should watch this," and I was like, "It's literally all drama." And we started, like, the first couple I was like, "I just wanna see what he, like, thinks." So I put it on it. He's like, "Why is it all, like, girls fighting?"
Because
I'm
that's
like, "All it
what it
is."
is.
We really think it would be, like, number 1 right now if it was
Right.
just houses? No.
Mhm. I just don't feel like I watch a lot of reality shows that aren't on anymore. Like,
Mhm.
basically every reality show I watch is still like, Sister Wives is on season 22, which is just, like, absurd.
Mhm. Well, that's back to
Teen Mom is kind of back now, but I also don't think that I would want that to be renewed to be what it was before,
Mhm.
because before, I think I was super into that, and I still really like the people that I like from it, but I don't agree now. I have a different perspective on children being on reality TV.
Yeah.
So I really don't think I would want to like, Teen Mom and 16 and Pregnant are canceled. They don't show young girls pregnant anymore,
Mhm.
which pros and cons. I think that show actually did do a lot to help bring, like, awareness to teen pregnancy in the country, but I just don't agree with a lot of what was on there anymore,
Mhm.
so Teen Mom is one of those shows you have to, like, literally put your morals aside to watch because you're like, "This woman's literally falling asleep from doing drugs and her kid is eating Cheez-Its off the floor." Alright, if you had to live with any cast member from Jersey Shore for the rest of your entire life, specified, all caps, who would it be?
I think mine would be Vinny. I feel like he's the least problematic.
Yeah,
He's a
for
good time.
sure.
He's so sweet.
You could go to his Chippendale shows. He's a stripper
Literally.
now.
Yeah.
He's kinda cringe on TikTok, though. Have
Yeah.
you ever seen him? I mean, he's cute, so
But I
it's
don't know if
fine.
I could last with literally anybody else.
Like, Pauly D was my first immediate response, but I don't know if I could deal with how much he yells.
Yeah.
I would be so overstimulated around him, I think, and I'm sure he, like, turns it off, like, in the comfort of his own home, but also I
Now he's a
kind
d he's still DJing and shit and, like, doing
see,
crazy
I don't
stuff.
think I could, like, even no. Mm-mm, and, like, good for his girlfriend that does. I think I
Imagine living with Mike.
now, no. Then when he was reckless, probably because I think it would have been entertaining,
Yeah.
but now he's, like, motivational quote central. He's like, "A
Mhm.
smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." Like, I just couldn't live with the cheesy quotes, but did you see, him and his wife posted a TikTok a few weeks ago? Their kid choked, literally so scary.
Who would yours be?
I
Vinny
think
too?
JWoww,
Joel?
because I l only if she wasn't mean to me. Like, if I was her
Reminds you of
s
me. That's
no,
why.
literally, we are JWoww and Snooki. That's why I'm like, if she treated me like her Snooki, I think I'd be okay with it. Because I just think she, like, is the most, like, forget Angelina. She's just out of the question. Forget her.
You.
Snooki, I kind of feel like I could get down with too, just because I think we're super similar.
Yeah. I could get down with I literally have always loved JWoww, like, that
Mhm.
was my girl because
Yeah.
I resonate with her, like, I
Mhm.
relate to her. We're the same fucking bitch. We'll
No,
say what's on
literally.
our mind and
That's
not give
probably
a
why
fuck.
she's my choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Vinny is
Literally.
such a good answer because he really is the
Yeah.
least like JWoww I still think would be, like,
Mhm.
a little, like, headbutting going on, like,
Yeah.
at least a
Home.
little.
Yeah, that's why I would have to probably live with
JWoww
Snooki.
also has 2 kids. Vinny has no kids. So if
Mhm.
that, like, plays
Exactly. He lives in,
into
like, a
it
sick
no, literally.
penthouse.
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
maybe I change my answer to Vinny.
"It's mom and dad's house." It's like whoever's you wanna go to.
Poor Ronnie and Sam are never in that lineup.
Oh, shit,
Actually,
yeah.
Sam, low key, like,
She's very unproblematic now.
currently, back then could you imagine living with her and Ron, like, when they were fighting, though? Mm-mm. And then did I send you that TikTok about how they GTL was them getting drugs? Like, Gym Tan Laundry was their way of being, like, out like, they would did I not send you this interview?
No.
Mike, the Situation did an interview does this not change your
This
whole
is
life?
blowing my
I
mind.
know. So their code word for it was how many girls are coming to the party. because it's like, oh, only a couple girls are coming tonight. Oh, we only have a little bit of drugs. Like, oh, they should be here soon. Oh, it's being delivered soon. Oh, we don't know if anybody's going to show up tonight. Like, don't know if we can get drugs tonight. But then he also said that they would have the tanning people hide pills in their like towels in the tanning bed. So when they would go to tan, they would all get their little pills and then leave. And that was like a setup with the tanning. No, so gym tan laundry was them going to get drugs.
Stop.
Does that not like ruin everything for you?
Wow.
Push up chapstick. No, what is it? Push up chapstick. I don't remember what it is.
Isn't it GTO? GTO.
There's gym tan laundry, but then when they're in Italy, they do it's fist pump, push up chapstick. Fist pump, push up chapstick. See, that's why I think like Vinny and Polly would be fun. But
I fucking love them together.
No, me too.
They're like the best.
Mhm.
Like they're just the best.
I just love when they're like,
unless they're canceled, I don't know. They might be.
Well,
Who
I know.
knows?
See, I'm literally so scared now of saying I
know.
like anybody.
I know.
Because I
Like,
just feel like
I'm sure like they have fucking something against them.
I'm sure Polly D has some old ratchet ass tweets that should probably be deleted.
You excited?
Say Gina.
GTO. GTO.
Fist pump, push up chapstick.
I don't do that.
He's like, I don't have thumbs to fist pump.
Meat, cheese, and cheese.
I feel like you'll be better at answering this one than me because I've only seen 2 seasons of Love is Blind. But if you had to marry anybody from Love is Blind, who would you choose?
I've only watched one season.
Oh, you have?
I
Oh, for some
watched-
reason I thought you watched all of them.
Oh no, I watched this last one. That was my first one.
Oh,
I watched Too Hot to Handle with Harry Jowsey one time, and then I watched Love is Blind this past season because of all the like shit on TikTok about it.
Mhm.
And it wasn't
Right.
like I don't really like it, so I won't be watching again. So I've only watched one, so I have no idea. Like,
But
I wouldn't marry anyone.
Well, exactly. I don't think I know anybody well enough to say like this person or this person, but I do think you should go back and watch the first season because
Yeah.
I think the first season was really good, but then the next one was horrible. And then I stopped watching. But I think the first one was amazing because the first one had couples that like actually worked and like worked out and got married and were very happy. And it's one of the only couples that are like still together.
Damn.
Because that's my thing with Love is Blind is like, how long does it have to go on before we acknowledge that like this experiment doesn't work? Because we're like at a 4% success rate with the couple. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for playing. We hope you had a great time.
And it was 114.
Class.
114. Yeah, we had a great time. We hope you did too. And if you have any other questions or you like want to know anything,
Ask us anything.
let us know.
Love you guys so much.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging. If you aren't sick of us yet, jump over to the Socially Unfiltered Pod Instagram,
Check out the social media manager blueprint,
and everything else you'll need can be found in the show notes.
and we'll see you next Monday.